Emma, VO, this is the story I swore I'd never tell. I made it out, somehow. Not all of me, but enough to walk and talk again. Enough to breathe. And yet, some part of me is still in that house. You're going to think I'm making this up. I used to think stories like this were just that, stories. But what happened in that house was real. Too real. It started as a documentary. Just a harmless video. We wanted to film a haunted house deep in the woods of Ravenshade, a place locals call the House of the Dead. The name was more literal than we ever imagined. I remember the exact date. October 12th. We had 4 cameras, backup batteries, full signal boosters. We thought we were prepared. We weren't. There were 5 of us. Me. Emma. I was leading the project. Liam, my boyfriend, handled the camera gear. Jesse, my best friend, came along to debunk everything. Maya, my cousin, she always saw things others didn't. And Caleb. Well, we didn't know what Caleb really was until it was too late. We drove 5 hours off the main road. Then another 2 through dense forest. The trees swallowed us whole. Signal died. GPS froze. And then we saw it, the house. It wasn't ruined like in the photos. No. It looked frozen in time. 3 stories. Blackwood. Rotting porch swing creaking in the wind. Every window was dark, but I felt eyes watching us. I should have left then. I should have turned around and never looked back. But I didn't. We laughed. Filmed the outside. Posted a teaser. The comments rolled in instantly. Fake. Do it live. Stay overnight, or it doesn't count. So we did. We went inside. The moment we stepped through the front door, something changed. It wasn't just cold. It was wrong. The kind of wrong you feel in your teeth. In your stomach. The air didn't move. There was no smell. Not mold, not dust, nothing. Like the house didn't breathe. Like it wasn't alive. The floors creaked under our feet, but when we stopped walking, they still creaked. Every corner was shadowed. There were no spider webs. No rat droppings. Just furniture perfectly placed. Cups on the table. Plates stacked neatly in the kitchen sink. As if the family had just stepped out, 100 years ago, and never came back. We started filming. Liam joked about the ghostly Airbnb vibes. Jessie rolled her eyes and said, "It's just old. Creaky house. Drafts. Chill out." But Maya. She stood by the stairwell. Not moving. Not speaking. She was staring at the second floor landing. I walked over to her. She whispered, "He's watching us." I asked her who. She just said, "The boy. With the stitches." We chose the living room as our base. Set up sleeping bags, camera mounts, voice recorders. We were all pretending to be brave. That night, we started hearing sounds. Footsteps upstairs. Light knocks on the walls. The sound of a ball bouncing in the hallway. Then Jessie screamed. She'd been in the bathroom. She looked in the mirror and saw me standing behind her, but I was outside filming with Liam. Later that night, we watched the footage. There was a figure in the background, pale, no eyes, grinning. Just standing still. Maya started drawing. She sketched a room she said she hadn't seen, a nursery. She drew a crib, a broken rocking horse, and a window with someone crawling on the ceiling. We told her to stop. Caleb, meanwhile, had wandered off into the attic. Alone. He came back down. Pale and shaking. He didn't say what he saw. He just whispered, "We're not alone." That night, Maya vanished. Her sleeping bag was empty. Her shoes were still there. No sounds. No screams. We searched the house top to bottom. Basement door was locked. But upstairs, we found something else. A room none of us had noticed before. A nursery, just like Maya drew. Inside was a music box, still playing. And there, on the wall, written in what looked like dried blood, "The house has rules." Under it, scratched violently into the wood, 1. Don't sleep in silence. 2. Don't look in mirrors after 3 a.m. 3. Never go alone. We didn't know what it meant. But Maya was gone. And we were trapped. We decided to leave. Grab our stuff. Get out. But the door was gone. I don't mean locked. I mean it was just wall. The same black wood as the rest of the house. No frame. No knob. Gone. Jesse started panicking, screaming, pounding on the wall. Liam tried opening a window, shattered glass cut his arm, but outside was just dark. Not night. Not morning. Just black. I took the journal we found upstairs. It belonged to someone named Eleanor Whitlock. Pages were torn. But the last entry read: "The spirits are starving. They want the girl. She hears them. She sees them. They'll take her first. Then us. One by one." That night, Liam disappeared. His camera was still on. Still recording. The last footage showed him walking toward the hallway. And a voice, Maya's voice, saying, "Liam? Come help me." It was just me, Jesse, and Caleb now. Caleb confessed he had the key to the basement. He said he didn't come just to explore, he came to finish what his grandfather started. He was a Whitlock. His grandfather was the only survivor of the original massacre. He said the house feeds. That every 50 years, it awakens. And it needs 5 souls to stay asleep for another half-century. The Whitlocks made a pact with something in the basement. Something ancient. Something that collects people. Caleb said, "We were brought here. Not by mistake. But because the house remembered our names." I punched him. Jesse. The stairs to the basement went down forever. The air grew colder with every step. At the bottom, a massive stone room. An altar. 5 glass coffins. 4 of them held our names, written on nameplates. Maya. Liam. Jesse. Me. The 5th said offering. The offering was Caleb. He stepped forward and said, "It has to end. One of us has to feed it. Or it will come up and take everything." He slit his own throat and fell onto the altar. The walls groaned. Blood leaked from the ceiling. Jessie screamed as something pulled her into the darkness, fast, violent. I ran. I didn't stop. Not until I was back in the living room. And everything had gone quiet. I tried to escape again. Tried smashing walls. Tearing through the floor. The house wouldn't let me. Then I saw Maya. She was in the hallway, barefoot, smiling. She said, "You survived, Emma. That means you belong to it now." The lights exploded. I blacked out. When I woke up, it was morning. The house was empty. Silent. The door was back. Open. I stepped out onto the porch. Sunlight hit my face. I cried. I walked down the road barefoot, bleeding, shivering. A car passed. Stopped. They took me to the hospital. The police didn't believe a word I said. They searched the house. There was no sign of my friends. Just dust. Just silence. I tried to forget. Moved. Changed my name. Went to therapy. But at night, I'd hear it. Footsteps in my apartment. A voice whispering, "Come home." I'd see their faces in mirrors. See the door in my dreams. And then one day, the footage went viral. But I never uploaded it. And I never told anyone. I tracked the IP. It came from Ravenshade. From the house. That's when I knew. It never let me go. It just let me warn you. You're listening to this now, thinking it's just a story. But listen to me carefully. The house is still there. It's waiting. And every 50 years, it wakes up. It calls to people. People like us. Curious. Broken. Daring. If you ever hear about the House of the Dead, if you ever dream of it, if you ever feel like something's watching you at 3:07 a.m., run. Because it remembers names. And one day, it will remember yours. Silence. Then creaking floorboards. Then whispering. Whisper, Maya's voice, "Emma. Someone else is listening now."